Okay, now I'm going to continue with my Build to Civil War series where I'm going to look at the Iron Man films. So we're going to start, this first video is Iron Man 1. Next video will be Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3. Okay, so Iron Man, the first Iron Man film was the first big Marvel movie to be a hit. I mean, it was the first release film. It took everyone by storm. I mean, no one really, before it was released, no one really cared there was an Iron Man movie coming out. I mean, it'd been rumoured for years that they're doing an Iron Man film and no one cared. I mean, I remember rumours from like the mid-90s, someone's going to do an Iron Man film, so what? You know, no one seemed to care. And then when the film was in production, still no one cared. It was like, eventually you heard Robert Downey Jr. was cast as Iron Man, so for people like me who liked him, were like, oh, that sounds interesting. Then they cast Jeff Bridges as the villain, and thinking, oh, that sounds quite interesting. You saw a trailer, that looks pretty cool. But you're still hoping for the best, but who knew what it was going to be, because it was like the first movie, so you expect a new studio, the first one's going to be a bit flawed as they work it out. And then the film came out and it was great. You know, it's still one of the strongest films. You know, it just shows you like how hiring the right director really works for a film. Because they hired Jon Favreau to direct it, and even though there were some bits I thought he did less than well, overall, 90% of the film he did brilliantly. And all the great stuff, you know, made you not really care about a couple of the things you thought it was a bit flawed in. I mean, the main flaw I thought was the first one. It kind of got better than the second one for this bit. The first one's a bit too macho. There were strip clubs and stuff, and I was thinking, you don't really need some of this stuff. You kind of got the idea that Tony was a playboy, but they went a bit too far with it, and it was, it's something that they tend to make it a lot more in the later films, but the first one they seemed a bit too much in love with that kind of thing, like Tony having the strippers in the plane and stuff, and it was like, you know, we got the idea already and you're just over-egging it, but that's just a minor flaw. I mean, I still don't like it, but it's fine. I mean, it's like, there's lots of films with little bits and bobs that I don't like that the rest of the film I really love, so it's like, that was one little problem, and the ending, which I'll get to, was a slight problem as well, but it was still entertaining, so. So the great stuff was, they actually, because they cast Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, you know, as anyone who's seen any Iron Man films or Avengers, he's great as that character. It's one of those perfect castings you get once in a while, like Schwarzenegger's Terminator, you know, when the young Eddie Murphy is Beverly Hills Cop, that kind of thing where they just get the right person at the right time just to play this character, and they just delivered, and that was it. The film just worked, and you can forgive lots of flaws in a weaker film because he can deliver that character. So, I mean, he was perfect. I mean, the fact he did Troubled Past played into the character perfectly as well. So they could have lost a lot of jokes about Tony. There was also a joke about Robert Downey Jr. and he played along. He was game for having a bit of fun with that. And it just worked. I mean, the fact that they had a sense of humour about the actor's past and the actor had a sense of humour about it, it made it, there was a lot of goodwill coming from that. Like, he was willing to poke fun at himself a little bit and use a character to do it. Just worked great. And also the fact is, he's in trouble the whole movie. He's under pressure the whole movie. So the movie's all about how he has to be ingenious continually to stay alive. I mean, that's the plot of the movie. To stay alive, he has to be ingenious. For the first half of the movie, or the first third, he's been kidnapped, he's in a cave, he has to build these weapons for these terrorists. Instead of building a weapon, he builds a weapon for himself and uses that to escape from the terrorists. What could have been a really absurd scene is great because there's these sequences of scenes that come together, him talking to this other scientist who's also been kidnapped, and there's a human connection. This guy dies at the end of the sequence, but this just one small first act sequence just delivers all the humanity, so you can see the person, the human being below the bluster, just from this one sequence, and you see the guy's worth actually investing in. So it's brilliantly done because it's like, because the Tony Stark character is always has a weird interesting mix of like being likeable but not that likeable. He's always a bit flawed, so in that first third of the movie, they've set it up perfectly. He's flawed, he's always going to be flawed, but there's some decency there as well. And under pressure, it brings out the decency of him. And once he comes back to the real world, he realises that his old way of thinking was wrong, so he has to try and change. So the second half, the second act of the movie is basically him building an Iron Man suit and trying to change his company. So, and also he's got this thing in his chest where basically all these shards are going towards his heart. So he has to have something to keep himself alive. That always adds, he's got this machine in the chest to keep himself alive. So that always adds to the tension of there's something always going on, always working at him. And that he always feels that's helping build his propulsion towards Iron Man. There's always this determination of him in his shop trying to build this stuff to be Iron Man. So even though a lot of plot reasons, there's not actually that much happening, obviously, the drive of the character plus the performer just knowing what it needs to deliver and mixing the humour and the sort of darkness, it just propels the movie, it just delivers something great. So I mean, first 2/3 of that movie really deliver, apart from a few little macho scenes, just delivers. It's funny as hell. The supporting cast are all game, everyone's playing a kind of type, but everyone's having fun with the characters. Jeff Bridges is fun as a villain. Gwyneth Paltrow is basically his Downey Jr. sidekick, who he always pretty much ignores, and she's having a lot of fun. She's a good actress, but a lot of times she plays it too serious, so this was very good to see her do something that was more humorous. Everyone's just having good fun. The final third's the kind of weakest part, I think. And the thing is, it's two giant robots fighting each other, so even though it's the weakest part of the film, it's still two giant robots fighting each other. I mean, basically Iron Man versus a big crusher robot that's trying to smash them and they run through some of the city. You know, it's basically in the RoboCop 2 done in Iron Man. I mean, the people behind this film watched the Verhoeven RoboCop and RoboCop 2 obviously because those are the films that defined how to shoot a robot in the modern world. And you can sense in the film they've watched these movies to see what's the strong takes, what's the weaker takes and things like that, just to see what's good. I mean, that's just what directors do, because you might as well look at who did it right and just... So you can see the influence here, but it's not an influence that you feel like, oh, they're copying that shot, they're copying that shot. No, they took the influence of what was good earlier on. So you feel the influence, but you don't feel it's been copying. It's just a influence. In the last third, because it's two robots fighting, think, oh, that's RoboCop 2. But it's still its own thing, though. It's this bit where it veers too close to one of the inspirations, because it feels a bit more beat for beat RoboCop 2 than the RoboCop 2, but it's still a fun fight scene. You've still got the humanity of the two characters, Jeff Bridges and Robert Downey Jr. fighting each other. So it's a fun sequence. In the end, when he reveals his Iron Man in a press conference off the cuff, is just great as well, because you're already on his side, but it's great fun to see him just do something like that that's just not thought through at all. Just really works. So I mean, it's a great fun movie. I mean, it just delivers what you want from a film called Iron Man. You know, it's fun, it's tense, there's some great character stuff, and there's just some giant robots fighting. I mean, that's exactly what we want from a film called Iron Man. It knows what the audience wants. It does it in a great way. It's just one of those films that just works. It just everyone came together at the right time, knew what they were doing, they made the film. Everyone seemed to have the kind of drive to make this good. Like, there was just a lot of... Like, everyone needed a hit, everyone needed this film to work for their own reasons, so everyone worked their arses off to make it work. And it just delivered, it just worked perfectly. So that started off the MCU, and it's still one of the strongest films. I mean, the hard thing about talking about this film is everyone knows why it's good and how good it is. So I'm keeping this one brief because I don't have anything else to say beyond it's great. You can watch it multiple times and still get enjoyment out of it because it just delivers individual scenes, and overall it just delivers scene to scene and just an overall story. So that one's great, and I hope you enjoyed the little talk about it.